But you understand, we do have one game left to play. Hey, fantastic. Every single one of you. I mean, I'm not just talking about these last 60 minutes. I'm talking about the quarterback schools, the mini camp, the off-season, the training camp, down in Austin when it was hot and you were tired, the whole bit. And everybody, you did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Yo, Cowboy fans only. Yo, look, this is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan, yeah. This is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. Yo. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan. It's time to eat, off tackle or the sweep. Behind Teron Collins, ain't no problem feeding Zeke. And Dak lick his chops when he see the Lamb deep. You know 88 tradition that repeat. Coop route like Irvin, watch for Cedric in the slot. See us try to gallop to the end zone, they can't stop. Dalton up the seam, Jarwin carving up your team. Tony Pollard, X Factor, Kellen Moore with the scheme. We applying pressure with Lawrence and Gregory. QB's getting sacked, can't relax, rehab therapy. Micah got a hit list, Jalen Smith hit stick. No escaping, Leighton got him, Trayvon with the pick six, dig that. Kazi go kamikaze, the defense is solid. Find me in Dallas at Jerry's Palace among stars. Screaming Cowboy fans only, yeah. Screaming Cowboy fans only. This is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan, yeah. This is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan. Shout out J Tuck. Subscribe to his YouTube page, Cowboy Fans Only. CowboysFansOnly.com for all your merchandise. Cowboys stand up.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy J Tuck. Eagles fans, shut up. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. And you are now tuned into the Cowboys Fans Only channel. So if you are new, do us a huge favor, comment, like, subscribe somewhere down there. And be sure to turn on the notification bell to stay updated with all Dallas Cowboys news and content. Also follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, JTuck151. And of course, CowboysFansOnly.com. Use CFO gang to get 10% off your official merch. Yo, Cowboys Nation, it's game day, right? It's game day. And, you know, I see a lot of people, it's like, I can really care less. I really just don't. It's a Saturday. Like, nah, Cowboys Nation. We have a game tonight. We are going to put our starters out there. So it's time to ride. It's time to strap up and go to war. So I had to bring my brother on. For those who do not know, this guy has been killing it. One of my favorite people who I met when I started doing this content journey, man. He and his wife are incredible people. We had a great time out there in Tampa, though the game didn't go in our favor, but it is what it is. We still have fun. So CFO gang, I want to welcome to the show my brother, SoFlo Jonathan in the house. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, everybody? Saturday Night Football, you know what's going down tonight.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
You know what's going down.
Yeah.
Philly, it's time, man. We want that sweep.
Right, we want the sweep. And I'll say this, like Mike McCarthy came out and said, and you heard Leighton Vander Esch came out and say, Like, nah, they want to play. They want to win. They want to go 6-0 in the division. They want to get used to playing in cold weather. So it seems like, now, we all know how this team is, bro. Sometimes it's kind of, some stuff that they keep close to the chest. But, it sounds like from what we're hearing thus far, we want to win this game, which I like. And so as soon as I heard Leighton Vander Esch and some of these other players come out and say they're coming out to win, I said, well, let's go do it then. So, but before we start, my guy, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you could find me on Twitter at How About Them Cowboys, and me and my wife, we've got the other channel at SoFlo Cowboys on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, every social media platform. Come check us out. It's been a tough year, but we're gonna try to rebound next year, and we've got a kid on the way, so it's been a little busy, but next season we'll be back 100%.
Yeah, so salute to my guy Mike Tagg, man. I hope he's feeling well, man. So I was like, my guy Mike Tagg might be able to give you some advice of having a small child, because my guy SoFlo and Mike Tagg, they have two of the best man caves, and so you're gonna have a little one, man.
Appreciate you, my guy.
You're gonna need to put everything up high, because they're gonna be grabbing,
high,
pulling. You don't want that brand new CD Lamb helmet.
Come crashing down.
Yeah, come crashing down, man. So maybe Mike Tagg can give you some tips, man. But before we dive into tonight's matchup, John, I want to talk to you about a few things. Like I said, we were out there in Tampa. How are you feeling as far as the Cowboys stand, where we currently stand at this point in Week 18?
I'm a little worried, bro. That offense that we saw in Week 1, it's not the same offense we're at right now, man. That passing game is not there. Dak's not on the same pace with his receivers. Nobody's on the same page, man. Everybody's off. You can see it for the past couple of weeks. I would say probably after that Patriots game, after Dak came off that calf injury and Cooper Rush won that game in Minnesota, since Dak's came back, the offense is struggling, bro. We're struggling. Yeah. It's obvious, and you could say that it's part of the running game and the offensive line getting beat up down there and not establishing a run early on in games, and the passing game's not working because defenses are just teeing off on Dak, and there's a bunch of miscues, but it's not the same offense that was in Week 1. It's worrying some going to the playoffs. So that's why tonight we want to see something. There's a reason why Dak and the receivers are playing tonight. We've got to see a little bit of something.
Now, let me ask you this, bro, and let me ask everyone in the chat. My guy, Mike Tass, says, congrats, get a lock on the door. Yeah, just lock the That's it, man.
Appreciate it.
Just lock them out. But because you guys know I live here in Kansas City. I just got back from the barber shop, and of course, I was starred up on game day, in Chiefs territory. And I was watching this Chiefs game, and of course, I'm seeing Patrick struggle a little bit. He's kind of out of sync right now. I think they're losing right now to the Broncos.
Yeah, they're not to the Broncos, yeah.
Do you guys think that we kind of seen since Pat Mahomes came in the NFL, these kind of high-octane, high-power passing offenses, that the defenses just across the NFL are finally adapting, and that's what we're seeing across the board? Because, if you look at it, Josh Allen isn't looking Josh Allen-ish. Dak Prescott isn't looking Dak Prescott. You got Pat Mahomes kind of looking like his unusual self, and so maybe earlier on, the standard was really high for these offenses, putting these numbers, being in sync, being in a rhythm, but maybe defenses are adapting and being able to adapt to these offenses. What are you guys' thoughts? What's up to my guy Sid Diesel in the building, man?
Oh, it's Sid, man. It's been a minute.
My bro Sid, man. So what's your thoughts on that, John?
Bro, you make a lot of sense right there. I'm glad you brought that up because you can see it around the league that Josh Allen was an MVP candidate. Dak was an MVP candidate. You can make an argument that the only quarterback that's really outperforming himself is Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
That's about it. Even Brady's struggling.
Right.
So across the league, you see defenses making the adjustments and stopping these high-powered offenses. So it's going to be interesting, bro. Again, in the playoffs, anything can happen. Anyone can get hot, But I have to say this. This is the most hate I've seen for Dak. Like, I posted something on Twitter, and you could see, I would say, 80% of the people were just hating on him, man. And it's like, where was all this energy the first 5 weeks when Dak was an MVP candidate for the defenses?
Well,
you gotta believe
that. You gotta believe wishy-washy.
You gotta believe Dak's gonna get it together, right? I mean, he's got confidence. He's got the weapons. I believe he'll get it together. But tonight's an important game because you want to see something going into that game next weekend.
Yeah, and I think that we know how fans are, man. They kind of jump off the boat. Now I'll say this personally. I'm not gonna baby Dak. He hasn't been playing his best football. No. I think we all can agree. But the ability, the capability is all still there.
It's there, bro. It didn't disappear.
Right.
It just didn't disappear.
Right, because you see glimpses of it throughout the season. You just can't see it consistently. And I think that's where we want to get. And so maybe this could be the spark that leads into playoffs. Now, I thought that Washington game, the second Washington game, that was going to be the one that kind of propel us, getting the offense trending the right way. Then we played the Cardinals, and it wasn't really that case. But you just never know. Sometimes it just takes something to click and cause a blazing fire. And I've been saying this, bro. Once we get into the playoffs, once we do get that first team, that Cardinals, or it might be the Rams, if we are able to come out and we punch them in the mouth and get that first win, I feel like that's when it's going to get scary. Like when we can really put those doubts behind us, then that's when it's going to get scary. But make no mistakes, even though our offense is struggling, our defense has more than enough, bro, to lead us to ultimately where we're trying to go.
You do. We all across the board on defense. We can match up with anyone. We've got the pass rushers. I just think in the playoffs, right? Defense. You got to have a defense, but you have to have a running game. And I think that right now.
So I had this Des Bryant Funko Pop, y'all. This guy, right? I had this guy for the longest, almost like 5 years. I had him in the box. And I said, you know what? I'm going to finally
take it. What are you doing over there?
I took him out the box. And this thing, I don't know, he's so off balance. He just falls and tumbles over everywhere. His face mask falls off, man. Come on, Daz, get together, bro.
Man.
Get together, Daz.
Bro. Yeah, man. Like I was saying, bro, the defense, I got confidence in defense, but you got to have a running game, bro.
Right.
You got to have a running game to help this offense out. It's a big part of the reason why this offense is struggling. Zeke and Pollard have to get together. I want to see more touches for Pollard. He'll help the passing game. He'll open up the passing game up. So, yeah, I want to see more of the running game. And if we can give some points to this defense and let them get on the field and tee off at opposing offenses, we're gonna be fine, man. Like you said, get that first playoff game out of the way.
Right.
Gain some confidence and get it rolling.
Right. So Say Don says, I disagree that not hating people, just saying what they see. Nah, there's a different case. There's a different sentiment when it comes to that, right? So saying, hey, Dak has been slightly inaccurate as of late. He's not reading reads properly. That's a fair critique, but Dak sucks.
Right.
He sucks. He needs to go. Like, that is hate. Right?
And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, we see things with a lot of players. Like, even Amari Cooper is not above criticism. They're all, equally available. But sometimes when you critique Dak, especially in the content world, I got to be careful. Because I posted one little video clip of him missing a read, and then it was just like all these little trolls crawled out their hole, and it was like,
yeah.
Like, nah. So that's not the case. There's a difference between hate and being analytical. Sid says, those are not real Cowboys fans. Enough said. It's called stand by your team. Yeah, we ride or die, man.
Exactly, bro. You got to ride or die before. Hey, that's your quarterback for the next couple of years. So get with it. He just signed a big contract. Exactly. And Dak's got all the confidence in the world, bro. He's going to raise the chip. He's going to raise the chip. I believe it.
And I feel like when he does, it's going to get scary. Now, you mentioned the run game, bro. So when you watch the games, why are you seeing this inconsistency with the run game? Because the first half of the season, I mean, except the Tampa game, because we were there, right? And there was like no carries for Pollard or Zeke. But why do you think that we're seeing these inconsistencies with the running back? Is it the offensive line that some people say?
We're getting whooped, bro. We're getting whooped up in the interior of the offensive line. Maybe Zeke getting hit like 2-3 yards behind the backfield.
Right.
The only explosive runs we've really had this year come from Pollard. I think the last big explosive touchdown run was that sweep to Pollard against the Saints, right? If I'm not correct. But we're having a problem established running game, and it's a big effect on the offense right now, being able to throw the ball. Because remember, when you can establish a run and you can work out play action, the linebackers now, they're coming up a little bit now. That middle of that field is open. Those safeties are moving a little more over to the field. You can throw it outside. So we're struggling with that, and the offensive line is just getting beat up, bro. And again, Zeke's getting hit 2-3 yards behind in the backfield. And I tweeted this out earlier in the week, and I caught a lot of heat for it. But I said Zeke is not the same player he was in 2016. That's just what I see, right? I know he's hurt. He's got that ankle. He's got that knee brace on, and the offensive line has got issues all season long. But he's not breaking those runs like he used to. And it's just a concern with me. I feel more confident with Pollard when Pollard has the ball in his hand. He can break one anytime. So I kind of want to go in for it. I want to see Pollard with the ball more in his hands, man. I wouldn't mind starting the game off with Pollard and then bring Zeke out in the, a couple drives down later after defense is tired down.
Yeah, and that's why I've been kind of going with the whole smash and dash approach. You need them both. Like, even though Zeke isn't the 2016 Zeke with a big playmaking ability,
right?
You still need him out there for pass protection, one, but also
Yes.
for their short yard and wearing the defense down. And
Right.
then you can toss in Pollard. And it's like, you look across the NFL and you see so many other teams. Like, you sit back and you watch how the Browns are doing it, and there's other
Everyone.
teams with running back
Everyone.
duos. It's like, I don't know why the Cowboys can't be efficient in that way. Like, you could literally have Tony Pollard be your opener and have Zeke be your closer. Like 3 yards,
That's what I'm
3
saying,
yards,
man.
4
Don't-
yards, first down, 3, and then like, but I just don't get that approach when it comes to how the Cowboys are utilizing their running back specifically. And when it comes to Tony Pollard, you can also use him in the pass game as well. And so you got to get touches, get the ball in his guys' hands, in the playmakers' hands, and let them be who they are. Let the stars be the stars. And
Kellen
that's
Moore
the
gets no
conversation
pass
that
for
we
that,
had.
man. Kellen Moore gets no pass for that, man. That the way he's been calling these plays and not getting his balls to a superstar early in the game. Pollard's a mismatch out there on linebackers, man. I mean, he could get his yards all day. So a big part of the blame goes to Kellen Moore and not being able to scheme up properly and allowing defenses to catch up to his scheme and what he's doing. So he's gonna have to change it up and get the ball into these playmakers' hands early on, man. Pollard, I think I saw a stat. Pollard would have had like 3 carries last week or something like that.
Yeah, he had 3.
Come on, man.
I'm like, why even play him for 3 carries? And like, it just
Everyone
doesn't make
around the
sense.
league, bro. Everyone around the league is using that dual running back threat.
Right.
And 3 carries to one of your best weapons on the field. Nah, it's not gonna work.
Right.
It's not gonna work.
Your better half, man. Salute to my girl Nisha in the house. She says, we need to work on the interior. Biotish and Williams getting pushed around. Yeah, and so for me, honestly,
true.
last week was like the first week we finally had our starting offensive line finally together, right? And of course, Tyron Smith will not be playing today. So that was it. That's the only glimpse that we got. So I was kind of disappointed in the offensive line play, but I do give them a slight pass because it was their first time playing together. So, you know, I hate that we're this late in the season. We're finally seeing our offensive line together, but, you know, for the most part, you know, we got bullied on last Sunday, especially by Chandler Jones. Now, there is something that I'm excited about, that I've been speaking about. We get Jaws back, so I think Blake Jarwin's going to give it a go tonight. So I think that maybe the 12 formation, having him and Schultz block, will maybe help with the run game, but you still have to commit to it. You can't just abandon it and expect things to happen. You can't give, you know, Zeke 3 carries tonight, and if he gets stopped, okay, we're done with it. Like, no, you have to allow him to get in the rhythm just like anyone else.
Yeah, I had flashbacks last week when we saw Schultz trying to block out there, and he was getting destroyed, man. I had flashbacks to Jason Garrett era, man, not being able to adjust. I was like, what are they doing out here? But having Jarwin in his back is huge. Before he got hurt, he was a big weapon for Dak. So yeah, I could definitely see a lot more in the 12 formation. And please, Kellen Moore, do not let Schultz block in the running game. Please get him out of there.
He needs some help.
Get Sprinkle in there to block or something.
Yeah. So my guy Space Cowboy in the building. What's up, my guy? Let's see. He says Dallas would have beat Arizona if they didn't shoot themselves in the foot. Dallas can hang with any team, but the only team that can stop Dallas is themselves. I agree, and the officials, right? No, but I feel like that. So like, people are complaining, you know, like Dallas Cowboys haven't looked in sync. Their offense hasn't played at this level, right? But think about it. We really haven't got punched in the mouth and blown out in any game. Like, we've been extremely close in a lot of our losses, except Denver, right?
Right.
So to play against, now granted, the Cardinals weren't at full strength last week, but still, like, I was upset that we lost because I feel like we had a great opportunity to have the number 2 seed and really put us in a situation
that's
in
what got me
playoffs.
heated, yeah.
But besides the fact, it's like, man, if our field goal kicker once again can just make a kick, it's a tie ball game. If we have an extra timeout here and there, we can challenge that fumble, get the ball back. If Jerron Kearse or Trayvon Diggs slows down half a second, they get that interception that can change the course of the game. So, you know, I'm still very optimistic about this season, y'all. I mean, football related. Now with this COVID thing, that's the one thing that kind of got me. I don't know, bro, because it's a Russian roulette. I guess they just announced that Jaron Kearse has COVID. So depending on when we play, whether it's a Saturday or Sunday game, that can make a difference for next week. And so that's the one thing that really has me nervous. But besides that, just from a football perspective, I feel like this Cowboys team is just as talented, if not more talented, than any team, not only in our division, but in the NFL. And I feel like eventually it's going to click, and then boom, that's when you need to look out.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. I think once we get this offense together, with the way our defense is playing, we could be really unstoppable. We can't come out like the way we came out last week against the Cardinals. You know, they've got too much talent on offense, and we'll be playing catch up all game long if our offense comes out the same way. I think going into the second half, we had 3 points, and that missed field goal just killed our momentum. So we can't get off to these slow starts, and especially going into the playoffs next week, especially if the Cardinals are getting back, if the Cardinals are going to be getting back some key players.
Right.
You know, we cannot get off to these slow starts offensively in these big games. Right. But I do believe that yes, we can beat the Cardinals. We had them. Right. You know, due to some bad calls and slow starts, we were in the game. Right. And you know, that controversial call, that was a fumble. It was a fumble when McCarthy blew that timeout and that miscommunication. But we can beat the Cardinals in that first round next week.
Right. And that's the one thing, though, when you say that, kind of scares me when it comes to Kellen Moore, because we're talking about slow starts, right? We're talking about, you know, lack of efficiency in the red zone. And so these are things that's been tied to Kellen Moore since he's been our OC, and it feels like he hasn't found a way to overcome it. So the question is, what do we do? Do we sit back, just let Kellen Moore do his thing and just hope for the best? That's option A. Option B, maybe Mike McCarthy does a little bit more micromanaging and was like, okay, what are you calling? Nah, not right now. We're going to go here. Or option C is Dak just goes kamikaze and says, nah, I'm not running that.
No,
Hell no.
No more Michelob from Dak.
Yeah, no more Michelob from Dak, Michelob, check. Yeah, look, Dak was doing way too much, you know.
I think tonight's a big night for our offense. It's going to be really important tonight, and I want to see the kind of game Kellen Moore calls. Zeke might not even play. I think it might be Ado Smith and Clement, them getting the carries, but I want to see this passing game, man. I want to see what Kellen Moore dials up. I want to see us be more a little aggressive down the field with Kellen Moore. No, stop these screens, man. Please stop these screens. Throw that out the playbook, man.
Do not run Connor McGovern and flex him out as a wide receiver.
Oh my God!
Because I just think that ideally smart. Now tonight they might not be smart enough to pick it up, but I think, you know, you have the caliber players of Budda Baker and so on in the playoffs.
Oh,
they're gonna sniff that out, man. So you got to be more efficient.
I can definitely see, you know, Mike McCarthy, you know, working with Kellen Moore in the playoffs and listening to his play and being, hey, are you sure that's what you want to call right now? And putting his touch on it, because I think he was letting Kellen Moore just do his thing. I think he was letting Kellen Moore do his thing, but now I think he'll be putting his hand on it a little bit more going into the playoffs. But tonight will be important. If we can get it rolling, you know, it's a reason why Dak and them is playing tonight, man.
Right.
McCarthy wants to see what these guys are doing, how they're going to be going into the playoffs.
Right. So we have Bew Stewart, blah, blah, blah. This team is an effing excuse. The D has been good enough for this team to win.
Here we go.
Dak has been awful since the calf strain. Zeke is a shell of what he used to be, other than blocking, and Kellen Moore's play calling is bad. Then why are you here, bro? Like, go enjoy your Saturday night. Like, give up on the season.
Yeah,
like,
bro. Give it up.
Yeah, everyone's pouting and crying and season's over. Why? I mean, I appreciate you for watching, bro, but it's Saturday night. Go to the club. Go out. Have a good time. Football season's over if you're a quitter, bro. Like,
yeah, don't quit on this team, man. No way. If you're a fan, you can't just throw it out the window like that.
The defense is playing Kellen Moore, like, bro, like, it's football.
Stop it, please.
Guess
Stop
what?
it,
Here's
man.
the fun part about that, Cowboys Nation. We have enough talent to overcome it. So it's like,
a lot of talent,
I don't know why you would watch 18 or 17 weeks of football, get all the way to this point, and just give up. Give up. You know, like,
you can make the case that the Cowboys going to the playoffs. We're the most talented team.
Right. Still going to the playoffs right now. You know, so you mean to tell me that Eli Manning can get on a hot streak and we can't? You know,
as wild cards, man, with both Super Bowls against Tom Brady, anything can happen.
Right.
If you're gonna jump ship now.
Nick Foles can do it. Like, the list goes on and on. But with us, nah, I give up. All right, we'll take
just
the ball
jump ship now,
quit,
man.
Bro.
Just get out of here.
Yeah, so Mike Tag mentioned Hurts is inactive tonight, so we'll probably get their backup quarterback.
We're getting Minshew. Yeah, we're getting Minshew tonight.
So for me personally, I'm not focused on what they do. It's all about what we do. And the first thing I want to see is our offense being more efficient, especially with the play calling. I want to see Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Dalton Schultz and Darwin in more sync and us utilizing the run game. It doesn't have to be Zeke utilizing the run game. It could be Corey Clements, right? It could be, you know, whoever you want to put out there. But
Ito Smith's a pretty good back too. I like to see those carries.
Right, exactly. So, you know, I just want to see it kind of come together. It's like a preseason, right? But the expectations are a little bit higher because I want to see that. I want to see just defensively, continue to get pressure, continue to play. I'm excited to see the rookies play. I'm excited to see Kelvin Joseph out there, some Nashawn Wright. We might see a few others, whether it's Israel Mukwamu get some reps. We'll probably see Golston get a little bit more playing time. So I'm excited about that, to get some of these young guys out there. So Mike McCarthy has said this since Hard Knocks, y'all. Everything we'll do will be about winning. So let's go win this ball game. I don't know why people are just like, I don't care. Now, of course,
let's sweep them, baby. Let's sweep them.
Let's bring out the brooms. We're gonna bring out the brooms tonight and let's go ahead and win this game. Now, of course, we want to do it in a strategic way when we're being healthy. Now, if I look out there and we're up by 25 and I still see Dak and Zeke out there, I'm probably gonna be a little bit upset. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
So get out there, punch them in the mouth, handle business, get a few reps, get into a rhythm, and then bounce. Now, let me ask you this, John, bro. So going into the Washington game, I had listed a few details that I thought they can get the offense back on track. Whether that was increasing the tempo, utilizing the play action, maybe bringing in some, cases of the RPOs, getting outside runs. So you saw that versus the Washington game. Then we come out versus the Cardinals. We start off with tempo. We abandon it. We abandon the run. So why do you think that Kellen Moore's play calling can go from one extreme to the other within a week's time span?
Bro, we've seen it before, man. That's the thing. That's what's got us so hype and so excited about this team, is we've seen what this offense can do, right? The first 5 weeks, Dak was on fire. His receivers, we were there in game one. We were killing Tampa in the secondary.
Right.
CD was out there. Amari had one of his biggest games as a Cowboy. Mm-hmm. He was destroying all this. So that's why we're excited. That we have the potential to get to the chip. We have that potential, but right now it's just troublesome because Kellen Moore's, we're not throwing the ball down the field. He's giving up on the running game. But I believe we can turn it around, man. We've got enough talent. And Dak is the type of quarterback, he's just not going to give it up. Right. He's going to fight. He's going to keep you in the game. Next week, Dak's going to come out fighting. Just believe that. Right. Dak's going to fight. He's going to give you a fight.
Yeah,
so
he's not going to go out easy. And you kind of saw that versus the Cardinals, where I know the Cowboys had kind of had a leash on Dak, like, hey, man, don't run, just go down. And
just go
finally
down,
he was just like, nah, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not, I'm out, bro. So, you're starting to see Dak kind of get into that form. We just need to see it fully transform, where he's just like, you know what? I'm taking my shots. I'm playing my game. I'm not going to be thinking too much. I'm just going to do what got me here, and I trust myself and I trust my arm. And I feel like once we get back to that point, things are going to get scary.
And one of the best things about Dak in his career so far was his legs, leading up to that ankle injury. Remember, Dak was a great runner. We ran the RPO a lot, and defenses were confused when we had Zeke and Dak out there. They were great at running the RPO. You could see that Dak starting to run the ball a little more last week. The week before, he's starting to take off out of the pocket. There were some weeks there he was just standing there and he was scared, hesitant to run out the pocket. You could tell the injuries kind of lingering in his mind. But I think as the season goes, I think here, as the playoffs go, I think Dak's will just lay it on the line, because this is it. I mean, it's one and done. And once you get in there, if you lose, so Dak's gonna lay it all on the line, bro.
Right. And another thing in Kellen Moore's playbook, what he could utilize when it comes to the RPO, if you don't want to sacrifice Dak, why not try it with Cedric Wilson? Put him back there.
Easy, man.
Let him run the RPO, and that can open up a few different things. So Kellen just has to get back to being creative. When I had Skywalker on my show the other night, him and Brian Broaddus kind of spoke about and brought up a great point that he's a collector of plays. He likes to draw up plays. I got this. I got this. But when to call it and when is it optimal to use that play, he really doesn't know. And so I feel like that's why Mike McCarthy needs to say, hey, bro, let me see what you're about to call right now, and let me double check his homework, because as right now, we know we get in the red zone, then here comes that screen. If I'm Mike McCarthy and I'm a head coach, I'm asking my offensive coordinator, why? Why do you keep calling it? It's been sniffed out for weeks. Like, why? In the red zone, we get too cute in the red zone. So it's like, we got to really simplify things and go back to basics.
There's no excuses, right? We've got all the weapons in the world. We've got playmakers all across the offensive board. So there's no excuses of why we can't be creative in the red zone.
Right.
Another thing, and one more thing, that's been my pet peeve is us throwing the ball down the field.
Right.
It's like, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Amari Cooper. Take your shots on the field. You've seen throughout the league this entire year, DBs are getting called pass interference, holding, almost every passing play.
No one's getting their head around. Like, why not just take a shot?
At Oakland game, Thanksgiving Day, just to go back a little bit. we saw what was going on the other side of the field. Why were we not doing that when we had the ball?
Right.
So it's kind of like confusing what's going on with Kellen Moore in his head. But sometimes, you outsmart your own self.
Right. That's exactly what he does. He overcomplicates things. I mean, just simplify.
That's it.
Go back to
simplify,
back to the backyard. If I have Amari Cooper versus their second and third string corner, I'm gonna take that matchup. Like it just, like there doesn't need to be this complex scheme and what the defense. I feel like that's what's been happening as of late. Since the whole Denver debacle, we have been letting the defense dictate what we do.
Yep.
Versus we need to find an identity, come out, and the defense has to cater around us. And when we came out and punched Washington in the mouth and we went tempo, they had to cater around us. They couldn't make adjustments. They were off balance. The play action, everything was working. That's how you be aggressive when you want to be, showcased for your next job interview when you're trying to be the next, darling of the NFL as a offensive coordinator.
Yeah, running game was working, man. Running game's working. You can work off of that, and you can be successful all day. Listen, when Amari Cooper, if you isolate Amari Cooper one-on-one, you and me both know 90% of the league one-on-one corners cannot cover Amari Cooper.
Right. Or CeeDee Lamb, or Michael Gallup.
Or CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. And you're blessed to have three of them. Exactly. It makes it different.
Bro, there's no reason why we should be struggling on offense right now.
So my guy, Space Cowboy, just dropped the fun fact, and maybe this game is more meaningful than we expected, right? So he says, fun fact.
Oh, yeah.
Since the year 2000, if the Cowboys win in the final game of the season, they won their playoff game. And if they lost their final game, they lost their first playoff game.
Oh. That's big facts right there. That's big facts.
Oh man, now Spacey got me worried, man.
Where do you bring that one out of? Where do you get that from?
Yeah,
wait
man.
a minute now.
So we mess around and lose tonight, Space man. Y'all gonna see me panicking. Like, why is Tuck panicking in the meaningless game? Because the Space Cowboy got me all messed up.
Where do you get that stat from? He brought that way out of the bag.
Yeah, man, that's a good stat to know, man. So it's like, I feel like the Cowboys want to get into a rhythm, man. So, John, let me go ahead and get your predictions from tonight's game.
This is a tough one, bro. This is a tough one. Our secondary's out of the game. Eagles are starting Minshew. We don't know how long Dak's going to play for. Cooper Rush might come in the second half. Zeke might not get any carries. I want the sweep, though, man. I want the sweep tonight. It's the Eagles. Right. We always want to beat the Eagles, no matter what. No matter who's playing back there. If it's Matt Castle or Drew Bledsoe,
right.
We want to beat the Eagles.
Right.
I'm going to say it's somewhere between maybe 28-21 Cowboys. Cowboys take care of business tonight. We sweep it. I think we take care of business, man. Yeah, I'm not afraid of Gardner Minshew. He'll throw a couple our way on defense.
And see, last night I had it at I think I had 28-17. That's where I have it.
Okay, yeah.
Because the way I feel, and I think someone mentioned this, they say, "Oh, Tucker expecting too much from this game." Just knowing the Cowboys, knowing Dak Prescott and his offense, I feel like they're going to play bully ball. They're going to come out and want to punch Philly in the mouth because they're mad about what happened last Sunday. So I feel like it might be boom, 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 field goal, and then, all right, Cooper Rush, come on in. So I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to probably rally early and then reel it back, and that'll allow Philly kind of get back in the ball game. But hell, Cooper Rush wouldn't beat Minnesota, so keep that thing going. I feel like with Malik Turner out there.
Cooper looked good, man. Cooper looked good in that Minnesota game.
Yeah.
Cooper looked good against, and one last thing. Cowboys going to be pushing the ball down the field.
Yeah.
When we get the ball early on in the game. Keep an eye on that. We're going to push the ball down the field.
So and I said this on Twitter the other day. Kellen Moore, don't you do it, because I already know how the Cowboys think, man.
He's going to spoil us, man.
I cover this team too much to kind of know how they think. They're going to give Cooper a target after target after target. Yep. We're going to be Coop.
You know it.
Next Sunday, out there at the playoff game, nothing.
He's quiet. I get some no name corners.
Right. That's how he's going to do it, man. Because Cowboys, like their organization, they like to give a shut up moment. Like they're hearing Coop kind of talk. Coop say this. Coop like, bro, shut up. All right, here you're playing the Eagles. 15 targets for Coop, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gonna have them fed, and then we're gonna play the Cardinals, and then just nothing.
Give them three targets.
Zeke gonna get 8 carries. Tony Pollard gonna get 2 carries, and we're gonna be done with it, man.
Man.
I'd like to see this offense really evolve, get back to who they are, their identity. And I'm going to be watching the offensive line because I want them to play cleaner football. Because those holding calls, man, they're costly when you're playing them playoffs and playing these good teams. You can't give them other opportunities. What's up, my guy DMV in the house, man? Definitely check him out as well.
I'm definitely against the starters playing for 4 quarters tonight.
Yeah, four
but
quarters, I'm a panic, bro. 4 quarters, like
a defense, I'm okay. I'm okay with our defense playing a quarter or two. Our starters out there. I mean, our starting corners aren't out there. Diggs and Brown is out there. Kirsch is out of the game. But I got to see this offense, getting some kind of rhythm. That's what I'm watching the game for tonight. We've got to. Every fan should be watching this offense tonight and seeing what Kellen Moore dials up and how can we throw the ball down the field and get CD and Amari the ball early on in the game.
Because I mean, y'all, if we come out and we have our starting offense, quote unquote, the first drive is a 3 and out. Say like that's the things I do not want to see. Like
that's gonna be the worst case scenario. You come out here with this offense looking like that. Okay, then we're gonna start worrying. Like there's a major concern now going into next week's game.
Right.
But if you can build some kind of rhythm,
right,
offensively, the play calling is good, running game's working, Amari and CD's getting their targets early on in the game. We can go in next week with a little bit of confidence on the offensive side of the ball.
And that's my thing. Put something new on film. Put something that we do play the Rams or the Cardinals. They gotta say, oh damn, the Cowboys might put this in the playbook, so we gotta be prepared for that. Like I feel like right now, I know the whole idea is that Kellen Moore's kind of been saving things in his back pocket. Like, no, you want to put little things here and there so that team's gonna have to prepare for it when they see it. So,
and I was gonna ask you that, Jay. I was gonna ask you that. Sorry, I was gonna ask you that question. I know we've talked about it before, but like, do you think Kellen Moore is hiding some of these plays, or he's just saving something for the playoffs?
Nah,
he's trying to outsmart these people.
I'm sure that he has a play or two that he might be holding on to, but as far as because here's my thing. And I said this:
I've heard
when we played Washington, the Washington football team, the second time, why would you unveil that
Terrence Steele play?
Like that's a
wasted
play.
I already knew what you were gonna say because I thought the same thing.
That was wasted. Unless you got something that's way more colder than that. But I was like, you could use that in a 2-point. We could have used that last Sunday. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was confusing.
I just feel like he's just an inconsistent young offensive coordinator who's still growing. And a lot of people kind of coined him as the next thing. But the Pizza Boy, he's just a decent guy. So we got some more stats coming in. Let's see. The last 6 years, Cowboys are 57-39. Eagles are 51-44. Last 10 years, Dallas is 91-74. And then Philly is 86-79, playoffs included. Yep.
When was the last year we swept the NFC East? It was like mid-90s, right?
Yeah, I think it's been a long. I don't know.
98
last time
or something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while since we actually swept them all. I can't think of it. So yeah, let's get it done. Let's add a new chink to our armor.
It's Philly, bro.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't want to hear their mouth because all they're gonna say is, "We beat you with our backup. We beat you with our backup. Yeah, you guys only won one more game." Like, nah, no. Let's come out, punch them in the mouth. Like I said, sometimes when you lose and you have a bad day, you gotta push a little kid down the slide just to make you feel better. And right now, his Gardner miss you. He's climbing up the slide. Philly's kind of feeling themselves because they made the playoffs. Push him off the slide, man.
Push him off, bro. Push him off. Let's sweep him, bro.
Scuff their knee up a little bit and everything. Let's see. My guy says I want the Cowboys to sweep all the teams in our division. Let's go. Yep. My guy DMV says I agree. Kellen wasn't prepared for his Arizona. That was it. Yeah. And I feel like Arizona came out and they played with their backs against the wall because they were on a losing streak and they wanted to kind of prove themselves. That's why you saw the fake punts and everything. Because here's my thing, y'all. Think about how many fake punts out of desperation we saw last year. Have we even had a fake punt this year?
Nope.
Not one.
No. Fossil hasn't called anything.
Not one.
Nope.
So I'm like, so where is that? Where was that? That was his whole claim to fame last year, right? It was like,
even when he was with the Rams, that's all he did all day.
Right. Even versus Washington last year on Thanksgiving and blew up in our face. I'm like,
oh God, don't bring me back to that play.
Right. So sometimes if you want to be aggressive on special teams, you got to hit somebody with something they ain't seen. But maybe he's saving it for the playoffs. Everybody's just saving stuff for the playoffs, man. Like, Zeke is gonna get healthy. He's waiting for the playoffs. Kellen Moore gonna start play calling much better. We'll see. But the one thing that gives me hope, and why Cowboys fans should have hope and should be quitting like Stewart, right? Defense is solid. They're able to get turnovers. We win the turnover margin, and we do have a run game which traditionally travels well in the playoffs. If you can run the ball efficiently and play solid defense in the playoffs, that's a great baseline. Like, you can just win solely off of that. And I feel like the offense has enough to get the passing game involved as well. So I'm ready for playoffs. I think it's just with Cowboys fans, it was a long season, and it's kind of just wars down. We're kind of like, bro, let's get to the fun stuff. We just got one more game, y'all. Hold on tight. But next week it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna go to this playoff rush. Do not turn into Stewart on me, y'all. Do not give up on me.
Please. And Jay, I think losing that game last week, I think it was a blessing in disguise, bro.
I didn't want to go
into
that.
You get that reality check.
Right. I didn't want to go into the playoffs with a winning streak. I personally didn't. So we were gonna win that game and lose this one. Like I said, unfortunately, it happened the other way. But it's like I didn't want to go on a winning streak, 4 to 5 games going to playoffs, because eventually the levees was gonna break. So I'm perfectly fine. They got punched in the mouth, and they'll be ready, man. But my guy, Sofo, I appreciate you for coming on once again. Tell everybody where they can find you, my guy.
Yeah, you can find me at How About Them Cowboys on Twitter, and our other account at SoFlo Cowboys on Twitter, Instagram, every social media platform. Come check us out and subscribe, please, on YouTube. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely give my brother a follow, man. And salute to everyone in the chat, man. Get fired up. It's Saturday night. It's game day. I'm ready. You know, I got my drinks flowing. I need to get some food in my system, or y'all might see some tweets flying, or I might be a little bit different on the post-game show. But yeah, let's get fired up. Let's go. If we're going to play, let's go out there and punch Philly in the mouth, man. So I appreciate everyone for chiming in. Of course, Jay Tuck. You can follow me on YouTube. Cowboys fans only. Comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Salute to everyone who joined in last night versus the Cowboys versus Eagles roundtable. Of course, we cooked those guys up again. Me, my guy, West Coast in Rome. And then also follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, JTuck151. And of course, CowboysFansOnly.com. I want everyone to have a good evening tonight. We're going to get this win and celebrate our Victory Sunday, right? Victory Sunday, because they kind of switched this on us, man. But we're going to have a good night tonight. We're going to punch these Eagles in the mouth, and we're going to get rolling and get ready for playoffs. I guarantee it, Cowboys Nation. So I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. Peace.
Let's go.